Well, I thought I would spend a nice rainy day here in the shack and bench test this little QRP rig that I've had for years. It's a little MFJ-9420. It's a 20 meter single sideband rig. It covers the voice subband. You can get a modification or a CW kit for it that will allow you to cover the CW portion of 20 meters. This one doesn't have that, but on the back here, you can see where it has the holes for the kit. It's got mic gain adjustment here, power antenna, and this is a headphone jack. And so, yeah, I've been kind of anxious to try this thing on 20 meters. So what I'm thinking doing here is we got a bunch of equipment all warmed up, ready to go. So let's hook this thing up and kind of run it through some paces. But first things first, we got to take a look inside. Yeah, nice construction. Good old crystal filter. Nice, not bad. And yeah, it looks like that. I guess that's a factory install. I don't know. It's not labeled on the back, so it kind of makes me wonder if someone added that. But it sure looks factory to me. Yeah, it's capacitively tuned. It's not digital, so yeah, this thing ought to be a real drift-o-matic. But good enough for sideband at least. But yeah, you got a couple of headers here. You got this one here and that one there. Looks like that's where a CW board plugs on to the unit, and it's got it's got a standoff here, and a standoff over there. So yeah, I'll have to see if I can find that board and maybe install it. But let's get this thing hooked up and see what she puts out on power. So the first thing I'm going to try before I do any transmitting is I'm going to use the brute force method to measure the receiver sensitivity. Now in the manual it states that you need a half a microvolt for a 12 dB increase in signal output on the speaker. So I tried using the headphone out jack, but for some reason it didn't like it. So I have a little speaker here that I robbed out of a Sun Microsystems Spark Station 5. These are neat little speakers. They're very high compliance, so it should work just fine. This is a method you can use if you can't open the radio or it has no external speaker jack. You just go right to the speaker and measure it that way. So right now we're pretty damn close to minus 12 dB. So we will turn the signal generator on. And we got it set for 0.4 microvolts. So yeah, it's doing a little bit better, but that could be just from the setup here. But so I would say the receive is just fine on this thing. So on to the next thing. All right, now let's take a look at output. I'm just going to run it through the bird. I don't really have the right slug, so this is just kind of being used as just a through. Going into a bird 75 watt 30 dB attenuator. Use an HP 8482A power sensor and the HP 437B power meter. So, and then we also have it hooked up to the spectrum analyzer, and we have that set to cover 14 megahertz to 100 megahertz, so we can look at the spectral purity of the transmitter. So let's go ahead and transmit. That meter is showing 7.5 watts, but the HP is showing just a bit over 9, and it's dropping. It's hovering around 9. But on the spectrum analyzer, looks like we got a number of spurs, so let's turn the marker on, set the delta, and we'll go to the next peak, which is about 32 dB down. Yeah, not the best, but you know, it is what it is. So the next peak So the second harmonic peak is a good 35, 36 dB down. So yeah, okay, I guess that's good enough. Certainly could be better, but for what it is, you know, it's gonna have to do. But yeah, not bad, not bad. But now we're down to about a little over 8 watts. So I guess now we'll check it on sideband with the scope and see how it looks that way. Alrighty, here we go. Low power, or actually the only power it has. Hello, test 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that's some pretty heavily compressed audio. It's one of the things this thing is known for. They advertise these things as using lots of compressed audio to get them out. Since they are basically QRP radios, so you got to basically use everything you got. Other than that, it looks okay. I can stand back a little bit here from the microphone. That makes it a bit better. But yeah, certainly you flat top it there when you really get up on it. So it's something you want to hold back a few inches from your mouth. Other than that, hey, I would say that looks pretty good. So yeah. Let's see, what's it look like? Oh, that's right, I don't have it hooked up to the analyzer, but yeah, all right. On to the next thing. All right, here we are. We transmitted over a course of 180 seconds, 180 samples. Started at 14.248961, and we drifted upwards to 14.249012. So, yeah, about 50 hertz. So, yeah, I guess that would work okay for sideband. But yeah, you definitely wouldn't want to be a long-winded rag chewer, because you'd definitely be chasing each other around with the VFO. So, yeah, but for capacitively tuned radio, I would pretty much expect this. And our standard deviation was a little over 15 hertz. So, yeah. Not stable by any means, but definitely it's okay for some bare bones basic QRP radio that you're gonna go out into the nowhere lands and do parks or some other thing. So it looks like it does drift quite a bit. We have a drift of 11.8 hertz per minute. Or, what do you got here? 190 millihertz per second. So I guess that would be good enough for a sideband. Certainly not long rag chews. You'd be chasing each other around on the VFO. But let's see here. We also have, we can change the measurement and go down in deviation. And it's basically a straight line upwards of getting short-term accuracy is here, and as the radio transmits, the long-term accuracy gets worse. And yeah, it's not the greatest, but what I would expect from something that's capacitively tuned. So anyway, yeah, if we're doing something, like parks on the air, something you throw in your backpack and a lithium-ion battery, probably work great for that. It's basically what it was for. But like I said, I need to get it on the air, so work a few guys on it, see if it's worth keeping. But anyhow, I think this is all I'm going to do for now. I was just kind of killing time. I'm getting ready to go do some shopping, so I wanted to spend a little bit of time this morning in the nice warm radio room. Now that all this equipment's been running a while. Anyhow, I'll catch you guys later, and we'll get some more videos up as soon as I can. Thanks for watching.